And about there. Okay. Wait around a second. So I got a couple things in mind we could do tonight. There's always something I haven't laid out. Well, let's just get started here. Anyone who doesn't know, I am David. I run the FX Layout Store, blog, Instagram, this YouTube thing occasionally when I feel like making a video. And probably even less frequent posting on Facebook. But anyway. Here's good old Eagle 9.6.2. And I think tonight I'm going to be laying out this guy. My friend Chris has been wanting the Electro Harmonix Pulsar, not the old transistor based one, but the newer one. It has like a CA 3080, I think, and a bunch of quad op amps. One doing the LFO, one doing the audio path. So that's what this is. It's really small, and I'm gonna have to really zoom it in to see it myself on my big monitors. But he had bought one for his personal collection and sent me a ton of pics to trace it, because it's a single-sided through-hole board. It's easy to trace from pictures, fairly easy anyway. And I was able to confirm that the schematic that is floating out there is correct. Yeah, this. So that's what I'm going to be drawing up tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get all the way through to a finished board. We shall see. But it would be nice to at least make some progress on this and get this fabbed in the next couple of weeks. Because I have a bunch of boards I need to go get fabbed before Chinese New Year hits and China shuts down. Yeah, so let's go over here to Eagle. If you've watched my Eagle tutorial on this channel, you have probably seen how this works, but for those who may not have, we start with the libraries, and the built-in libraries are fine, but I don't love them. It's easier to use something that's specifically for pedal building. This one. So, new schematic. All right, and let's pull up the factory schematic, which I think is what this is. Oops. There we go. All right. We have just a bunch of resistors. So let's start there. go with standard quarter watt. We're just gonna basically copy this thing because I know it's accurate because I traced the dumb thing. Let's change that. No. Grab some caps. Of course, cap size depends on the value of the capacitor, and this is just a little, I think that says 22N. So that should be pretty easy for a standard little guy. That's big one. So do that. All right. Yeah, time for some pins. Flat pins. We need a ground. Oops, and voltage reference. All right, let's connect Jazz up. Space. Alright. Now we need an op amp. ICs. Quad through hole. Alright. This is always subject to change, which pins I'm going to use. That kind of is dependent on the layout and how everything is fitting together. Folks are quiet tonight. Clean this up a little bit. Since this thing uses an old CA3080, those things are not the easiest to get your hands on anymore, but it's the same as a LM13700, which is just two of them, two of the 3080s in one package, so we can just use one half of it. I don't know, can you still get the CA3080? DigiKey says they have them. almost $4 a chip. Sign of the times. I'm sure that's reputable, and I don't know how much longer these guys are going to be around. $7. Oof. Yeah, we'll probably swap it with the 13700. That makes more sense, I think. Yeah, we'll just use that. Question is, do I have that in my library? And I don't think I do. Crap. I have a 3080. That doesn't help us out much. So we need... Oh, I thought I had one. Let's see if it's in an old library of mine that I didn't release. Kind of doubt it though. Mad Bean probably has it. Maybe not. Huh. Oh wait, an OTA. I have it in OTAs. I do. Trevor just copied from Mad Bean. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, buddy. Add. Woohoo! Okay. So that's not in the exact same footprint in the schematic, but that's okay. The question is, what connects to what? To Google. Oh hey, I made a... Let me plug the blog here for a second, and here's one of my old layouts. Okay. That's fairly straightforward. And we're only using 1/2, so. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and, okay, so it goes into, oh, this goes into pin 2, which I would assume is pin 4. So everybody says 2, 1, 4, yep, okay. Back on track. And this, I think 7 and 5 are connected. Internally, anyway. That would make sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, there we go. I think that's right. Okay. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. Move this down. Okay, we need some more resistors. know if 2 connects to them. No, I think that's blank. There you go. I guess we could rename. Yes. Change this to 700. And while we're at it, okay, OTA is going to be on there. Whatever. I'm just rearranging this a little bit. Connections aren't being modified or anything. Let's make a little more sense. Okay. Not the prettiest, but I think it's fine. We'll make it look better later. 3 and 3, are they the same? Yes. These both are going to the voltage reference. Cool. Okay. One I don't think connects to anything. Oh, no, it connects to pin 5. And okay. Another resistor. And that goes down to the LFO here. Okay, so V plus I assume is going to connect itself to voltage because it's not a numbered pin. Can I even put anything on there? Maybe. No, okay, it doesn't connect. So I think that's saying internally that connects to voltage, which would be, what's the hot pin? 7 on the 3080 and what on here? It doesn't have a. Okay, we'll figure that bridge out when we figure that bridge out. Cross that bridge when we come to it. 6 and 8 the same. Six goes 2 and 4 and 8. Wait. And 6 on that. So I don't even need 7 and 8. Okay. What's the output then? Right, that makes sense. So we don't really need this transistor buffer. I guess that would just be. Is that not? That must not be in the original 3080. It seemed like a good idea to add it without knowing that that's exactly what that's going to do, or if it's not going to hinder the effect. Of course, that is a buffer there. Yeah, we'll keep it simple. This is going to be R again. Hey Matt S. I'm glad the Eagle tutorials helped. You're more than welcome. They were fun to do, and yeah, I'm glad people are getting some use out of them. And hey, Alexander from Brazil. Cheers, my friend. Happy New Year. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions while I'm just kind of talking to myself and laying this thing out, feel free to fire away. Do not ask me to debug your pedal build. This is not the medium for that, and I'm bad at debugging my own build sometimes, so I don't know if you want me to do that. If you want me doing that in the first place. Alejandro, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I don't know if we're the best, but I try to do something that people like, and you guys seem to, so cool. Did you guys get anything cool for Christmas? I'll go first. I got a couple very cool couch guitar straps that are my absolute favorite. Alexander, this is the newer Electro Harmonix Pulsar Tremolo. It uses a couple op amps and an old CA 3080. A friend of mine bought one and took a bunch of pictures of the board, and it's single-sided and all through-hole stuff, so I was able to trace it and verify that the schematic that's out there online is actually legit and is the new sensor EHX. I don't know if it's a factory scan or what, but it is legit. And so, yeah, I traced the whole thing and just made sure that this was correct to what I was seeing on in the pictures on the it's the big box, like the big muff. Do I have better the full picture of the pedal? I don't know if he sent me the full picture of the pedal, but full size pots, big 24 millimeter dudes. Oh, I'm kind of blocking it, aren't I? Is that better? There we go. You got a bag of 4 pounds of NOS Mojo caps. Nice. That's always fun. Are there any other Eagle libraries worth looking at besides yours and MadBean? For little things, I don't know if it's worth it for like a full library to pull from as you are working, like mine or Beans. There, like I have. Where to go? This is my kind of library stuff that I use. These two not so much anymore, they're just old and I haven't deleted them. That's what I used in the the tutorial series, and then Mad Beans is always good, and what mine is like 90% based off of. This MTM parts library is good for, there's a lot of like modular synth rack stuff that I use every once in a while for stuff. It's not, I mean, I'm not going to tell you don't go get a library. Get libraries and use what is useful, for sure. Just get what you need, and then you can modify it as you needed. This is some SparkFun thing that I probably needed like one thing out of and just left it. And then I have random parts from different projects of various needs. I think that was an Arduino. Ground spring if you're using like board mounted jacks that don't have metal sleeves. Yeah, right, Mojo cap. Oh, I forgot I made that. Huh. Anyway, a Russian JFET from some random project. None off the top of my head other than these two, the MTM and the SparkFun. But a lot of times you can just Google what find a parts library for random things, and a lot of times places like Mouser or DigiKey will have what are they? They'll have a footprint for whatever part you're looking at least in something that you can download and then convert into Eagle or other design programs. I haven't done that a ton, but I've done it a little bit here and there for random things, mostly for like commission work. If someone's like, hey, I use this part, I'm like, okay, I'll look it up on Mouser, and most of the time they have the part I'm looking for. This goes somewhere. Where does this go? Okay. Yeah, I'm a big EHX fan as well, Alexander. I mean, who doesn't love the Big Muff? But they do some cool stuff. It's always like, you're welcome, Craig. It's always, well, it used to be, at least back in the day, all the cheap parts and whatever Mike could get his hands on for cheap, and that's why there's so many different iterations of the Big Muff and stuff. But I don't know, there's something about that that's always fun. And like the I call it the Corsair. I think it's called the Freedom. It's a new board in the last drop. It's a preamp from the Freedom. There's like a battery powered amp that they had back in the 70s or something. I think they were trying to compete with like Pig Nose. And I heard I was on the JHS YouTube channel, and he demoed like a bunch of solid state amps that most people wouldn't give a second thought to, and he played the Freedom amp and he cranked it and it sounded really cool, and I thought, oh, that'd be a cool overdrive or preamp type of thing. And sure enough, it sounded cool. And then I found out like a couple weeks later that EHX had the same thought and had put it out as in pedal form as well back in the day, in the big bent aluminum closures, like the Big Muff and everything. So it wasn't an original idea to me. Few things are. Everything is a remix in some way. Okay. Okay. Alright, the audio path is almost done. It's 2.2 UF. Yeah. I usually don't put in values of stuff till I probably said this in the tutorial, but I don't do it until I am finished usually laying everything out or drawing up the schematic, so then I can easily copy and paste parts without having to edit well, I'm going to have to edit it one way or another, and this way I don't remember or I don't forget to modify a value, so we'd have hopefully fewer typos in build docs and just making a circuit correct. Every single EHX pedal is a surprise. Yes. Good luck with the bad stone. Yeah, they're all a little weird in their own little quirks, for sure. I don't have any vintage, at least a vintage American. I have a couple black box big muffs from the Soviet years, or the Russian years, post-Soviet, which are pretty cool. And they have their own quirks. Man, some of those old Russian caps are super funny. They just look like two leads that they wrapped in like red electrical tape and somehow work. They look super fragile. I'm always leery of poking around inside one of those things. Too much anyway. What am I doing? Supply pin. Out. No, I keep toying with the idea on this because Chris, the guy who sent me the shots of all the pedal, all the guts, said that the speed, I think it was the speed, was a little, or I guess the rate pot. The sweep was weird, and it's only a 1K linear pot, so it may just be like a C or an A taper pot might change that and make it a little bit more usable. It's kind of hard to do a mod when you don't have the unit right in front of you, but I'm just gonna do it stock to start out with, and then if we need to make modifications we can. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it stock for now, and if we need to down the road we can always do a second version. Hope I'm not giving you guys whiplash when I zoom in and out on the schematic. Apologies if I do. Just hang on tight. Okay, so that's the audio path, and then the tremolo signal comes in here on that resistor into the OTA, which then gets mixed. I betcha I don't need this, and I could do the oh, that's a Darlington instead of an op-amp. Op-amp's going to be a little cleaner buffer. What do you guys think? Should I screw with something we know works? Probably not. I think I'd have to just add one resistor. Probably also have to terminate these somehow, and I am not sure how. Like on an op amp, if you have unused ones, you join the negative and the output together, and the positive, I think you run to either ground or voltage reference. But I don't know what you do with an OTA. Oh yeah, it's the chair. This chair is old. Thanks for calling me out, Alexander. Yeah, if you hear any thuds, it's just I'm in my basement. Somebody's walking around upstairs. My kid's probably out of bed. Okay, let's just cross that bridge later. Okay, figure this nonsense out. This is a really big LFO. This is power over here. Oh, here you probably can't see it all. Because my head's in the way. So this is power here. It does use a 9-volt regulator, which is interesting. Thank you. Thanks, Alexander. It does use a 9-volt regulator, which is interesting since it's running off of straight 9-volt power. Not something we see super frequently. We might simplify that and just use our standard. Because where's polarity protection on this thing? Does it have it? Yeah, because the battery comes in over here. Interesting. Oh, so that's ground. This is a weird way of drawing this, I guess. I don't know. That's not even marked as. Oh yeah, it is ground. Okay. Yeah. See, this kind of. If I ever draw something like this, somebody call me on it, because there's literally 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it might be super sensitive to voltage spikes. That's a fair point. Yeah, that might be the case more with the old CA3080. But even classic effects like the Dynacomp, those and Ross compressor and stuff, they didn't use a regulator, although maybe they should have, and that's why EHX did it. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what this is. This is the factory schematic from 2004 from New Sensor. Yeah. Like I said, let's just do it stock. And yeah, they are really hard to read. Yeah, like I was saying, there's like 4 points where there's marked ground on my schematics. There's like so many ground markings. Yeah, we already have 2, and that's the only 2 things that have gone to ground so far, and they each have their own. All right, power is usually the last thing I drop anyway, so we'll do. I guess we'll start with the LFO, which is, well, that's the only thing that's left that's massive. It alone uses a quad amp. Okay. Okay. Stop stalling. Just do it. Okay. I'll zoom in a little bit and see if I can make out more of this. Okay. Good grief. Okay. Resistors. I don't know why I put that right so close. Should be dot over. that's ground there. Okay. Okay, so this is just a voltage reference buffer, because this is 9 volt ish here. That splits it, that buffers it. So this is the 247s to ground and voltage is odd. Maybe it's doing more than that. No, that's definitely voltage splitter. Weird. Anyway, let's find big caps. Yeah, this is really more of the power section than it is the than it is the LFO. It's just the LFO's power section. So we'll come back to this because I don't feel like doing this right now. Back. Shucks. I guess we'll scoot this over. I guess we start at the depth pot. That makes sense. That's gonna be a 16 millimeter. I can't remember if the circle means pin 3 or pin 1. I think it means pin 3. You know what? Here's the trace I did of it. I drew it up in DIYLC. Yes, depth pin. Wait a minute. Yes, because the caps are on, or the pots are on the same side as all the components. So that is pin 1. Yeah, okay. We're gonna hang on to that for future reference. So that is pin 3. Oops. Okay. My part numbers are not going to match the original at all. Which is, I don't care. That's fine. I don't give a I don't care. Dude, I've done so many schematics now that it's just practice. It's really all it is. Practice just makes you better. Doesn't make you perfect. Does make you better though. Yeah, the schematic doesn't help making it any easier though, because of all these. Like this is a voltage reference just for the LFO. It's going everywhere. Why they didn't just? Well, because I guess they market it half voltage. I don't know. I'm sure there was a reason back in 2004 when they drew this up. What were you doing in 2004? I was a freshman in college, first year of college. Ugh, I don't want to think about that. That's a way long time ago now. A couple of random. Okay. That's that one. Okay, that's the rate indicator. Oh, they connect to voltage on the switch. Oh, I should ask Chris. Why is Chris not on here? I'm gonna text him. Does the switch make a major thunk when you hit it? It's just a usual DPDT. Law schematics for part numbers were laid out back to front. Yeah, there's. I think actually EHX used to do back to front with the Big Muff because was it Kit Ray? All his Big Muff schematics are back to front like that from output to input because that's how I guess they originally were. What's up, Pedro? Happy New Year. And yeah, Japanese is red left to right or right to left. Yeah, that would make sense too. I don't know. Oh, okay. Where were we? LFO. That's not going to work with my normal foot switch boards, which kind of sucks. Wait, I don't have to put that there. Ooh. I'm going to throw on some tunes that hopefully don't get like copyright crap on them. Let me know if you guys can hear that. I haven't streamed in a long time. And if they're too loud. Okay, so that goes to the voltage for that. which we'll call VC. Get a little close up there. So I'll just move everything. All right, the original had these three 100 nanofarad caps in parallel. Oh, cool, Alexander. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's always welcomed. See, these three caps basically make a 300 nanofarad cap. And I'm wondering why they just did 3 and didn't use it like a 330. Do I plan to restock the EQD Life pedal? Maybe. I don't know. I like that pedal a lot. I'm wondering if I should do a simplified. This was actually another idea from somebody else. To just make a smaller version that fits in like a 125B. Is that Chris? What's up, dude? Yeah, if I do another one, I may just remove the boost so people can do whatever boost they want after it, and just have the rat and the octave on their own switches, so it'll fit in a 125B. But I don't know. I might do both. So yeah, stand by. We'll see. It is a very cool rat variation that people do seem to really dig. You bet, man. This is always a fun project. It's fun to dabble doing some streaming. Create some content while I do what I was gonna do anyway. Oh, Chris, since you're here, do you notice with the original, if there's any bigger kathunk than usual with the 3PDT foot switch? Because the not direct 9-volt voltage, but voltage from the LFO connects directly to the foot switch. Am I hiding this? It's right here by my head, right there. I wondered, since it was connected to voltage, if it made any extra thunk, more thunk than usual. don't know if it actually would make an extra thunk. I just, whenever I see people tying foot switch to voltage, direct voltage like that instead of ground, which you couldn't do it any other way with this schematic, but I always wonder if it's louder. It is not a opto. It uses the, yeah, I'm super zoomed in. I'll just make that larger. It's very hard to read because it is pretty low res. But it uses an old CA 3080 OTA chip, and we're gonna make it work with an LM 13700 because it's gonna be harder to find the 3080s anymore since small bear is closing down and chips from China are sometimes kind of sketch. I did see the DigiKey. I think it was DigiKey has some CA 3080s, but I Google that again. Yeah, DigiKey has this, which I don't know. Extended lead time. Do I have any in stock? 78. Yeah, it's probably better to just stick with the 13700. But yeah, it's an interesting design. That's why I wanted to give it a go. Pretty chunky LFO. Bartola Minifuzz. Did I say that right? Fast Fuzz is it's a fun little circuit. You can do a lot of different weird things with it. The only viable options. Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes well, lately too. Sometimes that's the same here. Yeah, I am looking forward to building one of these myself. Oh, good. My college Spanish. I know you're speaking Portuguese, but it's close. It wasn't all for naught. I actually went to college with a guy who grew up in Brazil, so he maybe some of that rubbed off on me. Okay, mode switch. Oh yeah, funny thing about this, in the original, I think this is just classic EHX. Use what we have on hand. They use a DP-DT toggle, and really only need to use. It's only being half of it's being used. Right there, for triangle or square wave. So we're definitely going to be making an SPDT. Do I still do many perf board builds? Every once in a blue moon, I'll throw something together on perf, but not super frequently because most of my building is for verifying the designs that end up on the store, or for personal stuff. For like my personal pedal board, I've been playing guitar a lot more recently, and not just for testing fuzz pedals, which is a nice change of pace. And so I'll be like, oh, I wish I had this, and so I'll make something. Sometimes it ends up on the store, sometimes it doesn't. But you get spoiled on a fabricated board. I might supply pins. I need switches. But yeah, I was looking at something the other day. I'm trying to remember which circuit it was. I was like, oh, I could build that on perf. if I could find my perf board. I moved about a year ago, and all my stuff are still in boxes. Yeah, we mentioned that a little while ago, Chris. The pot taper changes. You were talking mostly with the rate pot, right? The speed. Um, that's something we'll have to play around with when we get into the prototype stage. Slope, I feel like, is fine on with a linear. This is just going between the diodes and resistors here. That's probably fine. Depth is probably a matter of taste between logarithmic or linear. Rate and depth. Okay, so that might be another. Yeah, we'll play around with it for sure. Or you will if you're the one going to be verifying this, Chris. Yeah, if a pot value doesn't, or a taper doesn't fix the, at least the rate one. It's only a 1K. It's maybe even upping that to like 2K might be better. I don't know. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? I don't know if OBS is set up to grab that. It's showing, but I don't know if it's actually playing. And this is a really crazy jam. A large build for the store? What do you mean, like a big form factor one that would fit in a giant bent steel enclosure? Or are you just talking about putting this one on the store? The graphic fuzz, is that the one that's got like separate EQ? Oh yeah. That could be pretty crazy. Speaking of hard to read schematics. Yeah, hope you can read it. It wasn't very big. No kidding. That would be killer. Oh, it's bipolar too. It runs off 12. Oh, a CA94. I haven't even heard of that one. I think. Oh, this one was from FSB. At least this one's going to be blown up. This isn't terrible. How many op amps? 1, 2, 3. So that's probably a quad right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 3 quad op amps plus some JFETs and BJTs. And whatever the CA3094 is. It's a bit of a doozy. Anyway. We'll worry about that one in the future. I guess that is one. No comment. That's a 1 UF film cap. That's going to this VREF thing. Yeah, shoot me schematics for those if you've got them. I wanted to do more Screddy stuff, but haven't. Just haven't. Haven't had the enough urge to do so, I guess. Chris, did you build that the Corsair, the Freedom preamp yet? All right, we're getting cramped. Cool. Those of you who might not know, Chris makes some very cool Marvel themed enclosures. Are you getting those UV printed, dude? Isn't that what you said? And like, really, who doesn't want a Captain America pedal on their board? Rotate, rotate. Cool, yeah, that's what I've been meaning to try that out with what Tata's offering on that. But the only reason I haven't is because mostly time. I've been really happy with the Mod Podge methods I've been using. That actually, I'm pretty sure it was CJ Culture Jam on Mad Bean's forum that first posted about using Mod Podge on an enclosure. Funnily enough, my sister, a bunch of probably when I first got into pedal building, so close to a decade ago now, Mod Podged a bunch of old Spider-Man comic pages onto a pedal for me, and it was cool. But I never thought of doing that for like printed out graphics and stuff. I'm not convinced the yeah, he was using regular paper. I use a slightly heavier paper, but I've done it with cheaper paper too, and it's been fine. Here's where's that button? If you can see that, this is my second C. It's held up all right on my board. I took it off to fit a tremolo on there. Hilariously, there is one chunk that got dinged, probably from a cord sitting on top of it and the lid of my pedal board case closing on it. And I can't remember if I clear coated this one or not, but it started to wrinkle a little bit, but it kind of looks cool. I don't know if it'll pick up in the webcam. Probably not. But it's fairly smooth. I don't think I wet sanded this one. So other ones have been even more smooth. It's definitely cheaper than getting stuff done. Dude, don't spoil future future streams. I'll probably lay that one out on stream sometime soon. Probably make it so you could use either one. Like what was it, Mad Beans what, pork barrel? Is that his CE2 clone? He has the jumpers, so you can do either the 3207 or the 3007. Still trying to figure out some cool way to finish my enclosures. I live in a small flat, not so many options. Polishing the enclosures and trying to figure out a way to stamp on it. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I think I did a video on my Instagram a while ago on how I did the Mod Podge thing, which is a pretty good option because you can just use a small brush and brush it on. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. One way, if you're etching circuit boards yourself, you can always, instead of etching an enclosure, I basically just did the toner transfer onto the aluminum. I think I even did it onto a powder coated one, which had mixed results. Sometimes it worked, sometimes the powder coat wasn't as strong. But that worked. I printed it out, inverted, and then ironed it on. It looked pretty cool. So that's worth a shot if you just want, basic labeling and. All right, where am I? What is this? Let's be rough, okay. I think that's a lot of people's problem. Too many circuit boards and not enough time. There we go. Let's over some more. Yeah, let me double check if I actually did put that up on Instagram. Pretty sure I did. Allow me to check real quick. If I didn't do a tutorial, I've definitely explained it half a dozen times in comments. It's in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, it's a post from May 13th. Looks like this. Yeah. Or I suppose I can pull it up on. Does that still work? It's down here somewhere. Yeah, this one. Yeah, no problem, man. Oops, wrong button. This button. Yeah, you just print out your graphics that you want and use the Mod Podge to glue it to the enclosure. And then use the Mod Podge as kind of like a clear coat over top to protect it. And then this picture is taken at a very specific angle, so you can't see all the brush strokes. But if you don't mind brush strokes, it's not too bad. Yeah. Oops. Come back. Okay. This goes to VREF 2. Okay. Oops, I already screwed up. Yeah, that looks right. Oh, you know what? All right, I think that's the LFO. Unless I'm missing something. The schematic is so liney. Right now, of course, I'm just making it just as the original, and then I can come back and modify it after I think on it. So I'm probably not going to get to the layout tonight, but I'm just getting the schematic up, and then which I know is more of the boring part to view. So thanks for hanging in there, you guys. The only changes I'm thinking of are having the LED constantly on. Because the way they have it with the foot switch connecting to power, it won't work with my breakout boards. These guys for foot switch, because it just automatically switches it to ground. So it may just leave that on. Have the rate indicator always on, and then another LED for on or off. The other option would be just go kind of crazy and have a second foot switch that's that could be fun. A second foot switch that triggers a different rate pot, so you could have kind of like in Earthquaker's Palisades, where you have two different gain knobs and it's on a foot switch to go between the two. It'd be the same kind of idea, just with different speed controls. That could be cool. Then have a separate breakout board, but we'll probably just keep it simple to start with, and then we can do a modified crazy version down the road if we feel like it. Yeah, like the full tone trim. Exactly. I forget about them. It's still fairly clear, I guess. Okay, power. Power is stupid. And complicated. We have all these. Oh, that's the other thing I gotta figure out. How do you terminate unused OTAs? It's probably best not to just leave them just hanging out. But I don't know. This 9-volt regulator it's not bugging me, but I'm just really wondering how necessary it is. Because usually I just throw in Schottky, and then if we needed a resistor, which we'll probably throw in because they've got 47 ohm resistors for power filtering. filtering. I think that's what I'm try for now. Because I think if it was super necessary, it would be down the line from the battery, and the battery comes in after that, which is, I don't know. Were wall warts back in the early 2000s really terrible? The AS3080. Ah, Electric Druid has those. New production OTA clone. Maybe we will stick with a 3080 if these can be. Oh, new production, and see what the ISP says. Yeah, it looks like I mean, normally the first couple letters, whatever, in an op amp or a chip or whatever, are just manufacturer. E apparently stands for extended, according to this post by Electric Druid on DIYSB. But yeah, it seems like it's just a straight clone of the 3080, but they've added linearization diodes of the LM1370 or 700, which were just, they just used the unused pins on the original 3080. All right, maybe we should just switch back to the 3080 then. Yeah, because otherwise you are wasting a whole half of a chip, which is annoying. Let's see, what's cheaper, an LM13700 or? No, don't go to. Just go to regular Mauser. Why are you going? Let's see if they have a 3080. Do they have an LM13700? Okay, 13700 is a little cheaper. 267 on Mauser for one. .3080 would take up a heck of a lot less space than the, what is it, 16 pin? Yeah, 16 pin 13700. Something to think about. So, a bunch of tantalum caps you probably don't need. You know what? All of this needs to come up here. I'm not going to have space for all of this. weirdly not a ton of capacitors in the actual audio path. Unless I'm missing something. Okay, cool. If you guys think they're easy to find. Last time I tried tried 3080s was a while ago, and I definitely got some bad knockoffs from China. Delete. Let me see. Do I have this right? No. One's not used. 7 goes to power. Okay. Yeah, you never know. It's the fun thing of out of date, obsolete parts or whatever. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay. Oh, those are cool. Definitely paying more for the mojo. Wait a minute. Don't screw this up. Okay, so this is VR. The bigger the logo, the faker they are, I guess. Hey man, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I guess we have been doing this for a while. Argentina, cool. Hola. That's about most of my Spanish. That is the big problem in the United States, is we are bad about learning another language. But thank goodness for Google Translate. It's interesting that they do these extra caps here. Get out of here. Normally you would put it filter cap here for voltage reference when you're buffering it with an op amp. Interesting. We'll do it like it was originally. Oh, thanks, Guido. That's oh wait, that's the goal anyway. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they're not as tidy, but part of that's the just the way the circuit is. Sometimes you can't get them as nice as you'd like, but if you're wondering what we're doing here, this is the Electro Harmonix Pulsar, the newer one, that uses an OTA chip, not the older, I think it was all transistor based one. But we're just getting to power section on this big guy. This uses, I think, 3 chips total. Thick traces, yes. Most of that is because I suck at transferring toner. So when I was doing them myself, I'll do a single-sided etchable and hopefully perfable. Perfable, is that a word? Perf layout as well. Of the stock version. The version that ends up on the store might be tweaked and modded and have some fun jazz that the original didn't. Because you can get an original for not too expensive, I think. It's weird, but whatever. Okay, and then we have another 47. Uh-huh. Yeah, we'll leave it the way it was. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. Yeah, I was. I'm. I haven't etched a board in a while myself, but um, um, I used. I was tired of spending so much time etching the copper off because it was bare, and if there was any voids, yeah, it makes it faster for sure. That's why I did it. I'm still not great at transferring the toner. Super great and better than when I first started. But it's been probably a year and a half since I actually fabricated my own board. But it might change this year. I don't know. Hey, Elad. Or Elad. Elad? Gear Ant guy. Sorry for butchering it. Oh, my LPB one for first build. It works anyway. That's awesome. Yeah, it's always a progression, man. You're always getting better. You're always better than you were yesterday. Oh crap! What'd you miss? You missed just trying to read a really small res EHX schematic. This is the newer Pulsar Tremolo that EHX put out in the early aughts. 2004 is the date on this schematic. Chris, the Winter Soldier guy on Instagram and Mad Bean Forum, he took a bunch of his original and took a bunch of pictures, and I was able to trace it from the pictures. Excuse me, and verify that this schematic that's been floating around online is indeed accurate. So now we're laying it out and probably make an etchable / perf layout for the blog eventually, and then a possibly a modded version for the store. I don't know. Time will tell. First PCB I did was like an Indian tutorial on how to make a piezo amp, and somehow worked, and then that made me keep going. It's funny. Am I gonna run it on a simulator once I'm done? Like Spice that's built in? No, because I don't know how to use it. I have never really played with that, and I should figure that out one of these days. But no, since this is a known, that's just a clone basically. If it were something new, I might try it. I need to come up with something new that I can figure that out on, because I've seen people do stuff in LT Spice for ages, and it always seems like wizardry. I have not been able to figure out. How are your yeah, same. How are your, what are they? Hornets? Super Hornet? What did you call them? The your dual drive pedal that's coming out. How is all that going? Are you tired of populating the same 20 resistors or whatever over and over? Right there. This uses. Oops, wrong button. Zoom in. Yellow jacket. Sorry, 43 resistors. Yeah, if you guys have not seen Gear Ant's upcoming release of the Yellow Jacket, go check out his Instagram. You. Such such a weird way of filtering. We are. This is BB. There's BB. Oh no! I have built one up, and it has sat in my. It has sat in my box of things to test. I haven't even tested it. Wired pots up. It's all populated. I mean, you know me. I hate off-board wiring, even if it's just 3 pots. So it's I have an enclosure ready for it, and I have not given it a go. I will say though, I don't think it's not on the store anymore, but it was. I need to do a new version of it. The Echo Knot. It was inspired by, kind of based on the King Dubby. It has a different way of controlling the time with the dual gang pot instead of the transistors and stuff. And it worked fine. So I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. So that last stage on the op amp, I just read up on this day. It was not. Yeah, you got to ground them or put them. These are being used as buffers actually for the voltage references. This one has 2. This is a weird way of doing power filtering. Normally, you do the voltage split, 2 resistors, and then you put a capacitor between that one and ground. But they do it this way, and so I'm just doing it to be somewhat accurate. Yes, the whole world should. Anybody who just loves off-board wiring is all kinds of something weirdo. What was the name of that pedal? Oh, the Echo Knot. It's the build doc is still on the store. I need to build doc library. I need to get. It was designed specifically for the 1590B, but you can do top-mounted jacks with it in a 125B if you wanted. So I've been meaning to redesign it for a while, but here is the build doc. Yeah, it's very similar to the King W. It just uses a simpler way of controlling the time on each PT chip. Anyway, if that helps. I like this design a lot. I just need to update the layout because this is one of the first ones that was on the store almost 4 years ago. I've been doing this a while. Anyway. Thanks. Where's my halo? Can I add that in OBS? Okay, I think we've got this mostly done. What's that? Are we forgetting anything? Probably. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, regular LED would be a good idea. I know I didn't try to. Persnickety. I don't think NASA even uses pots. I think they're all digital now. I have no idea. Diode. Yeah, they are definitely there for noise control. And I mean, if you got um, leftover op amps, that you know you can do it. Have them buffer your voltage reference if your circuit requires it. Which, if you're using a op amp, you probably do at some point. Yeah, it's a good way to utilize them that aren't being used. I was tempted, if we were going to stick with the LM 13700 or whatever. I was thinking of taking out this op amp right here and using those Darlington transistors that are in the LM's 13700. But if people can get the 3080, it kind of yeah, and then I wouldn't have a buffer for that VREF if I changed this, because then I could just make this into a dual instead of a quad. We're just gonna leave it the way it is. Oh, cool. See ya, Elon. It's anytime. You know where I hang out on Instagram. Have fun at the supermarket. Brooklyn supermarket at 11 p.m., huh? Your wife must need ice cream real bad. Okay, so this is power. Yes, and this is VC. There, I think everything, almost everything, is labeled. Okay, this is CLR. This is CLR. Well, we'll just call that. All right, now we can put all the values in. And then I think I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired. Nope, wrong alt code. There we go. Alt 234 is the ohm symbol. I hate just putting R. It seems so like, I don't know. Take the time to put in the there are no echo not pedal demos on the internet. No, there probably aren't. I should make one at some point because it is a cool one, if I do say so myself. That probably needs to be 220. What does it need? 470 in the original. It seems like overkill. Echo not cats on LSD. I think I need the link for that. That sounds incredible. Yeah, I mean, if you've got cats on LSD, I don't think you need my my delay demo. That's hilarious. Okay, this is 100, I think. 24. Oh wait, we never fixed this. I got distracted. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that works. Okay, back to values. 47. Oh, that's hard to read. Is that 1.5? Yeah. Past 2 weeks straight, this is what you've been doing. Yeah. It's this is what I say this is my video games now. I used to play a good fair amount of games, and now I just mostly do this. Ben Driscoll. I know that name. Benny Driscoll from Instagram. Oh, you connect this to power too. Man, I fell asleep. 7 is power. I still play Mario Kart with my kids. And Minecraft with my kids. Benny Driz, that's you. How's it going, man? You're in Australia, right? Happy New Year. Is it next year yet for you? No, you're not that far ahead. Today's just the 30th still. Okay. It's New Year's Eve for you, probably. Yeah, I'm hoping Australia will open back up to mail, or the USPS will open back up for the mail. I don't know. But I haven't been able to ship anything to Australia in 3 months, since September, October, 4 months. This COVID stuff is a butt. About to go get drunk. This is the Electro Harmonix Pulsar Tremolo, the newer one from the early 2000s. Not the transistor one. This one uses a CA3080 OTA, for where the tremolo signal comes in and mixes it in with the audio path. I haven't tried DHL. FedEx and UPS are still delivering, but rates are ridiculous, and I would assume DHL is probably not too far behind them. Oh, what the heck? Go back here. But hopefully that gets resolved soon. Yeah. 5, 6. Oh, nice. What you been working on, man? I assume it's going to be pedal related. Power distortion, cool. Oh, that reminds me, I need to make a board for the HM2. That has been on my to-do list. I think I even have the schematic drawn up and then promptly forgot about it. And that was ages ago. Oh, sweet. A flanger with a digital LFO. So is it tap tempo too? Or just a digital LFO? Yeah, there's been some people have had some issues with the HM2 layout, and I don't really know why. I haven't built that one myself, so. Oh, sweet, tap tempo. Oh, the tap LFO, sweet. Yeah, I've got a couple of projects in mind to do with that chip as well. I've got a couple ideas for a tap tempo harmonic trim, and a tap tempo auto wah, which I meant to do this past year and kind of forgot about. But I had plenty of other things taking up my bandwidth. 18K. I should name the switch mode. Happy New Year, Benny. Be safe tonight and call your mom when you get home, all that stuff. Happy New Year, man. Yeah, what's this? 47. I think that's everything. Yeah, I'm betting since these are all, they were just trying to make a 330 or 300 nanofarad cap and just had a billion 100 N caps on hand, so they just stacked them. Yeah. We'll leave it. People can experiment with different values if they want to. I think that's everything. Modified the power section to be a little simpler. Hopefully that doesn't screw us over with noise, since they have a regulator and extra caps, but we might get lucky and get away with it. Oh, they do have a 10 to ground. Okay, I need to add that for sure. That's weird. Of course, now I'm gonna have to rename a whole bunch of crap. Oh well. Nope. Your seed 14. Cool. I think that's the schematic all wrapped up. I should be able to fit this in a 125B no problem on a double-sided layout. When we do the single-sided, it'll probably be a little bigger. Probably a 1590 BB or something, because I might have to split some op amps into duals instead of quads. It's not an overly complicated circuit, but there's enough going on. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. thank you guys for watching and giving this a try with me. This was fun. It's fun to interact with some of you guys live in chat. Not sure how often I'm able to do this live, but I like to do it at least once a week. It will vary based on schedule and stuff. And I don't know if it'll get easier to do when I'm back in my normal routine and not on holiday break. I don't know. We'll see. Subscribe, I guess, and do all that jazz, and turn on notifications, I guess. That's a thing, right? Yeah. But yeah, this was fun. We'll return to this soon, hopefully. Maybe over the weekend I can get the layout, at least one of the layouts banged out. Be able to send probably the dual, so I can get the sent to the Fab House before Chinese New Year kicks in. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I'm tired, so it's getting very close to my bedtime here on the East Coast of the U.S. Thanks for watching, you guys, and hang in there, and until we meet again. Talk to you later. Bye.